What's up, guys? It's Frank here. We've got a CvV, Celestial versus Vanguard, friend game versus ZeroSugarCoke. This is, I think friend game is probably game friend, but with people being able to change their username so easily, you never really know. And chat is telling me that ZeroSugarCoke is Mixu. But if I was a betting man, I know Parting was a huge fan of Coke Zero. So I have my, not doubts, it probably is Mixu. That's just one of the bits of Parting lore that I know is that I want to say he even did a stream where like someone tried to confuse him. They were like, all right, we're going to do a taste test. Can you tell which soda is Coke and which one is like Pepsi or, you know, some other random sodas? And he was like, you picked the wrong guy for this contest. I know Coke Zero. Like who is it? Oliveira? Or is it Haas? Haas in StarCraft 2 new cannon rushes, like Parting knows Coke Zero. And as a surprise to no one, he guessed it all perfectly. Dog did a good job of being annoying body blocking that collection array that just went down. Yeah, this might be my last cast for the day. This is, I can feel it in my voice. But nothing exceptionally special going on. Just a couple of prisms back there, getting some therium. Barracks going down after the expansion. Interesting that we only see 3 bobs over here. Normally it's oh no, well I guess yeah, these ones are building. There's the other barracks. That's another thing I've wondered about too. More recently, I've noticed that the double barracks first, the barracks are built in parallel, not in series, and I wonder if there's a reason for that, because you would think that getting... why is that? Yeah. You would think that getting one barracks up first would make more sense, because you can start producing army off of it while the second one is being built. But maybe there's like an efficiency thing where there's like diminishing returns depending on how many bobs you have building the structure. So you don't want to have... It's better to have like 2 bobs building 2 barracks than it is to have 3 bobs building 1 barracks at a time or something. That's another one of those things where I need to ask one of the pros. Or if there are any pros in chat, just like let me know. I'm curious as to how that build order evolved. Alright, 3 scouts going to come on over and start taking out the health cam. Before Duck shows up to help out. Ascension Matrix is already done. It's oh yeah, this is a vector opener. Man, today's... Someone mark the date. Today's vector opener day for Celestials. Alright, 1 scout going to come on forward and... Oh, it doesn't get the last hit on that one. Scout is going to turn around. Oh, gets promoted. Oh, but the vectors jump forward and take out the dog. It's a shame. It's always a bummer losing that, like watching that energy get lost right after you use it. But still, it took friend game a little bit longer than it normally takes a player to... Wait, is that damage? No, that's just from the speed camp. Never mind. I was going to say, if... I know buildings will show, like, damage animations, but if units start showing damage that they take, like the lower they are on hit points, that would be exceptionally cool. Nice little Delta jump out. Starts getting healed up by the arc ship. And doesn't quite take his vision camp. There we go. Nice usage of the Repair-O-Matic here to get the dogs back up to full. Yeah, and they do all have Beryllium Claws, which is nice. being built back there? Another barracks. We see machine lab up. But for what? Yeah, the central command's up. Something just got exploded. So we're going extra heavy into the barracks means BK Lounge is already up. Oh no! The Vectors just pounce on top of this repair-o-matic while the dogs try to come forward, but they're fighting into a choke. That's way too many Vectors. I don't think that, yeah, Pounce is not active right now, so they're just going to have to hope that they don't get kited to death. But this is so much damage being done by the Vectors. They managed to jump in. The dogs turn around and get the speed camp. But they're just absolutely picked apart by these dogs. Yeah, there was no flat cannon there. I don't know what they're supposed to do. The dogs can sit back and get healed, but yeah, the BK Lounge was up. Like, exos were definitely possible. I think, oh, the Graven's already coming out. That is the, Graven Dog is the correct response to a Vector opener from a Celestial, but not having a flat cannon protecting your expansion is a little rough. Okay, now Pounce is coming out for the dogs. Meanwhile, the Dorito bots are getting healed up at the health camp there. They're gonna come forward. And this isn't nearly enough. That's not nearly enough dogs to take this fight. Vectors are gonna take. Oh no! There's a dog sitting at the back right there. That is beautiful. Are the Vectors gonna try and pounce? They do. So the Graven, get out of there. Sticky bomb, sticky bomb. Sticky bomb. No, the Graven are going to get targeted down. Yeah, and there's no healing the Graven. You just have to kind of... Oh, wow, but these... That actually went a lot better for the Vanguard than I thought it would. Okay, so it's a habitat. And doing all that without a flat cannon is honestly pretty impressive. Alright, what do we have for tech going on over here at the Vanguard? Or at the Celestial, excuse me. Cranking out more Vectors. Okay. So sticking with Vectors, even though dogs and Gravens have been shown. Oh, man. Not teleporting far enough away, honestly. Yeah. And now that there's ranged anti-light out, I think the Vectors are really in trouble now. Oh, can the Graven get a, I don't know if Graven can do their, infiltrate on arc ships that are flying. Can they? Infiltrate destroys that Starforge. They take out a power bank. And now, do they continue south? They should definitely deny this, health cabbage with the Graven. Or, it doesn't matter, I suppose. Alright, we see a bunch of dogs. Boop. Little explosion from a Vector, but he does manage to Delta jump out of it. Or Delta jump away from the rest of his group, rather. Alright, a bunch of dogs are going to come around. Oh, getting hit with the strike node, though. That's pretty painful. I don't know if you want to stick around for that. And the Sovereign's Watch pops. I would almost say you just want to leave. Oh, and Vector's coming up for the flank from behind. Oh. Yeah, these Graven are just annihilating these Vectors. They're a little bit slower in move speed, but they have a similar jump. So the Vectors aren't able to get away as cleanly as maybe they would like to. Surges up that strike node. Gets 25% attack speed. And detection. I was about to say, like, hey, I wonder why the Gravens aren't focusing down the strike node. There we go. Okay, does manage to get the infiltrate off on the arc ship. So that answers two things for me, or that does two things rather. One, it destroys an arc ship, which is very expensive and very useful to have. But it also disables the Celestial top bar powers for 30 seconds. And Celestial top bar powers are very strong. It's why they cost so much. So yeah, you might be thinking like, what do you mean they cost so much? Every top bar costs something. It's like, no, you don't understand. Like, Celestials have to pay money. They have to pay Luminite. There's a GG from Game Friend. Great game from Mixu. I mean, ZeroSugarCoke. Yeah, thanks for the submission. But no, so I'll finish what I'm saying, and then we'll quit out. The reason that Celestial top bar is so powerful is because you can pay money to get more top bar energy, to cast more top bar spells, essentially, because that's what you're doing when you build more power banks, is you're just getting more top bar energy flat out. So when a Graven does that infiltrate on the Celestial command structure, the Arc Ship or Arc Station or Arc Fortress, whatever, disabling that top bar is like, that means that it's the energy that was regenerated that is no longer usable. The money that was spent on power banks no longer matters because you can't use the top bar stuff. On top of the fact that, like, the spell that you want to use just can't happen in a fight, and sometimes you need that. I mean, in this particular case, the Purify wouldn't have mattered all that much, but having any kind of a spell to do, like, hey, you know you're getting attacked, so you might as well macro behind it and do an evolution catalyst to lift up some creeps or something, is nice. But having all that disabled by a Graven is pretty strong. So hats off to ZeroSugarCoke for noticing that and make full use out of the Graven. All right, on to the next game. Thanks for sticking around, guys.